Hi, I'm Brian with Historic Woodwork in Tampa, Florida. I'd like to talk to you about my latest innovation with my Toyota RAV4. This is a project that really bent my mind. I bought this vehicle new in 2012. The reason I wanted to buy it was because the back door is not a hatchback. While it doesn't have the hauling capacity of my full-size truck, it more than makes up for it in being easy to park in the historic district of South Tampa. I found, however, that to do the simplest thing, such as haul 16-foot long lengths of lumber or a ladder, it lacked the ability to do so. The original factory roof rack was pitifully inadequate, and it would get it done, but just barely. So I contrived this carry-all. I could not find anything on the market that appealed to me. The original vehicle has a downward slope, which certainly makes them more aerodynamic, but really posed a challenge for doing what I intended to do. So I deliberately made it a wedge shape so that somebody could walk underneath it when lumber or a ladder was placed on it. I believe there's about 74 inches of clearance underneath it at the back side, which is more than enough for the average sized person. The project started with the foundation, and in order to build what I conceived, I had to first mount steel plates to the original roof rack with 12 gauge steel plate with stove bolts. And I sandwiched those plates between the original rails. Then I built these tapered blocks, which I got a straight level line across the top so that I could use that as the foundation for the further work. When you take the original lines of the vehicle and extend them, the lines and the curves, you get some rather interesting geometry, and it really bent my mind over a 4-week period of doing this in my driveway on the weekends. And what I ended up with was something that exceeded my expectations. The main runners or rails are 48 inches apart, which allows for occasional carrying of sheet goods on top. I don't usually work a lot with plywood, but when I do, it's nice to be able to carry 1 or 2 sheets up there. The total hauling capacity of the vehicle is rated at 165 pounds, and I think what I have put up there weighs about 70 pounds, so therefore you could carry 100 pounds safely above there and not exceed the factory recommendation for this particular vehicle. Okay, there are 4 crossbars, which I used 3/4 inch steel plumbing pipe, and I put 5/16 inch all thread through it. I put crown nuts on them so that I wouldn't cut my hand anytime I bumped into it. Also left a little bit of extra thread for future innovations. I might want to put a sign or something else up there, some advertising, who knows. 2 of the 4 rails are placed over the original factory equipment, and I have supported them yet further with these wedges, which take the weight of most anything you place upon the top. The other 2 are just there to stabilize the load and keep it from tipping. I built this platform up here, and of course this is removable. I just keep it off to the side when I'm not using it. I can put my compressor up there, bags of dog food, groceries, whatever else. When I do haul plywood, I have put these slip bollards on the cross rails, and at the end there's a plate to stop anything from sliding forward if I have to make a sudden stop. I use it all the time for carrying an extension ladder or 16-foot long pieces of crown molding, and it works beautifully for me. On top of the roof rack is a slat well, which I can throw hoses and cords and whatever else. At the front I have a clutter bin, and in the back there's yet another small platform with 1x3 strips. If I want to haul a compressor or something, it's a lot easier to put it up there than to clear things out of the inside, as I have the inside all fitted out for the specific purpose of working out of it. If I get enough response from this video, I might make another one about how I outfitted the, or I should say infitted the inside with organizers and toolbox, but that's another YouTube. The material that I wanted to make it out of was teak. It was just a little bit too much cost prohibitive. I decided instead to make it out of some dense, mature, pressure treated 2x8. And I let it air dry for 6 weeks before I started working with it. You know, I love my Silverado. It's just a little bit too much of a truck for me sometimes. So instead of using my full-size truck, a lot of times I'll drop off what I need and then use the smaller vehicle to go back and forth and run errands in between. Well, that about says it all. I thank you very much for your interest. This is Brian from Historic Woodwork in Tampa, Florida, and we are the builders of the Silent City.